Oh, Saxer, I thought we were cool. I try to be nice. Sometimes people can say things that exasperate me, but I'm very for the freedom of monsters to come in and say and do what they want. Shit, Saxer, I don't know what the fuck you look like. High unlimited. Ooh, that was neat. So we got more Tominaga action. He's the one in the pink. Pink, I think, is the secret Makoto color. There are 6 default colors plus 1 secret color. Dang. That was an interesting series. Tominaga is so good that it's almost scary. His opponent's name was Komaki. Ah, I can. Matsuken. What was last Evo for BlazBlue? Was that the one with the Azrael and the lychee? I watched that. It was good. I get really hype when Azrael's on the screen. Azrael and Hakumen. I always get really excited. I don't know why. I have played JR Rodriguez. He has beaten me, I think, every time we've played. We've played like 3 or 4 matches. I've never taken a match on him. He's really good. He's better than most American players. But once again, I've never had like a serious long set against JR Rodriguez. When I try to mess around in BlazBlue, I play Hakumen. I don't know about SBO for any American. Even when like players like Justin Wong go to, um, even when like Pyro and stuff go to SBO, they don't hold a candle to most Japanese players. Japanese players are on another level. I'm definitely not as good as most of the players in these videos. Here is Furo. I like watching him play. He's got a really good fundamental yang. He plays the character very optimally. Ugh! He stopped blocking. He's very safe, and I feel like Yang's big strength is how safe he is. It's hard to be safe in this game, though. Ugh! Misreaction. This should kill. Foxes and Fire Emblem if. I looked at the confirmed characters, and I think I want the Weeb game. I think I want Weeb side rather than Edge side. you feel about Skullgirls? I barely played it. It looks fantastic. I'm in love with the idea of Skullgirls. It's Mester. I played against Mester. I went 2-4. I have had 6 games against Mester and I won 2 of them. Mester's an SBO winner. I think he's won it once. Possibly twice, but I think once. I think he won in like 2005. He was very small. He was like 5 foot, like 2. And he was wearing one of those masks that you wear in Asia when you're sick. Surgical mask. I wanted to ask him if he wanted to play, but I didn't know how to ask him. So I asked him if he wanted to, like, battle. I said, I forget I used, like, Tatakao. I led him over to one of the machines. And I won. I won one, he won one, I won one. And I like tried to shake his hand and he was like, no, no. And then we played 3 more and he won all 3. I'm really confused by the way that the new Fire Emblem is working. Does the new Fire Emblem have a My Unit? I don't know how I feel about My Unit. I guess I like it. I've played Fire Emblem Awakening like 4 playthroughs now. And I must say that I've decided that Pan is the best character, both in terms of gameplay and plot. And also Yarn is the best kid. Pan's personality is amazing. That's pretty good, Sarah, but that's not even that weird. Like, War Clerics have renewal. It's really easy to, like Cleric, and Clerics had auto-healing at the beginning of turns in Radiant Dawn. Gaius was okay. Gameplay-wise, he was spectacular. I loved that he got, like, strength, speed, and skill, like, every level. His speed and skill and strength were all super, super good. His stats were fantastic. Offensively. I expected his strength to be kind of low, but it was really high. Owain is maybe the best kid. My favorite kid is Severa. She is soon. Nice. Thieves are usually kind of bad, I find. Reptile number 1. You don't like Radiant Dawn? I'm playing it for the first time and I think it's fantastic. I think Makai is fucking stupid, but like I'm kind of entertained by how stupid her character is. But like Ike is as good as he was in Path of Radiance, maybe even better. And Valencia's plot's good too, and the way that you get characters back and forth is kind of fun. It's hard to use anyone though, that's my complaint. I kind of hate Muriel's kid. What's his name? It's literally just Muriel but a boy. I was not impressed. All the other kids, it feels like that parent would have raised that kind of kid on accident. Like Severa completely failing to live up to Cordelia's perfectness. Or like Tharja raising a psychotic child. Stuff like that. But like, I mean, I obviously believe that Muriel could have raised Laurent, but the problem is Laurent was not in any way different from Muriel, and all the other kids are usually pretty different from their parents. I feel like they just didn't try with Laurent. They just like, well, what would Muriel's kid be like? I feel like Libra has like a weird place in the game for being a pre-promote, but like a story relevant character. Same with Frederick. Most of the pre-promotes, the game doesn't even like Sayori, the game, or like Anna. The game doesn't try to like make them relevant to the breeding system, if you will. Libra was okay though. Tharja is pretty awesome as a unit. I like how tough she is. When you use a mage, like every single mage dies in a couple hits. Like at no point when you're using Lissa when she's a sage, or like Muriel when she's a sage, or like what's his face, Rickon. At no point do they ever feel bulky. They all feel incredibly vulnerable all the time. And Tharja can take hits. Henry as well. '12 is supposedly much better than 11. I've never played it. I like probably Path of Radiance, then 7, and then probably like um 8. No, then Awakening, then 8, and then Radiant Dawn. I don't like 6 that much. I think 6 is kind of bad. I think people give 6 too much credit because it's like 7. But what they don't realize is in every way that 6 is different from 7, it's worse. I've never played Heroes of the Storm. That was nice. Whoa, what kind of read was that? I really don't like 6. I hate how big the maps are in 6. There's a lot of turns where you're just moving. For like every map. There's like that's not a punish, is it? It is a punish. That's a 3-frame super, but like I didn't know that would punish on a hit. Roy is kind of a terrible lord and his promo is super late. Although his weapon is awesome. Still not as good as the Ragnar. That's my exact opinion. Elysium. And I don't like any of the units in 6. It feels like they're all bad. It feels like the kids are only barely good. And like the pre-promotes are awful. Like the pre-promotes are unusable in 6. Every single one of them. Like Yuno. Marcus obviously. What's his name? Zealot. That fucking priest guy. I forget his name. The sage who joins most of the way through. At like level 18 or something. Nime. Hayden. Not Hayden. What the fuck? What's his name? Rathstad. Starts with a D maybe. I don't have a schedule. I basically just stream whenever I feel like it. I often stream after work and I get off work at midnight PST. About 2 hours ago. Or I often stream after I eat, after I work. The only schedule I have is BAF Cup, which is tomorrow. Also, FE6, I mean FE8 possibly has incest. People just like to joke about it because Ephraim and Eric are a little too close. Well, I'm trying to think of a single pre-promote that's good in 6. There really aren't any. And then a lot of the kids are kind of bad too. Like there's a lot of units like Lou's really good, Rutger's really good. Both the mercenaries are really good. OJ and Deke. Echidna's kind of bad. Echidna is the best axe hero, or rather she has the best chance of getting A rank axes, S rank axes, but she's kind of bad. What's her face? The sniper, Hawkeye's kid. She's also okay, but also kind of bad. Deke is amazing. OJ is kind of amazing. OJ has like better supports, but isn't as good of a character, I think. FE8 had really good pre-promotes. Ins was really good. Sayla was alright. There were like a lot that were nice. Yeah, OJ has less con too. Like noticeably, Deke has much higher con. He's got like 13 con. But it feels like there are a lot of characters that are just awful in Fire Emblem 6. And what's even more annoying is the fact that by endgame, if you actually get to like chapter 23 through 25, all of your characters are annulled. Like in the final few chapters, you can only bring along Roy and Faye basically, because everyone else is awful. No one else can fight dragons well, even with your fucking dragon killing weapons. Everyone's a liability. I stare no homo. $50 random cavaliers. I've never used a cavalier that wasn't bad. Kent and Sane are fine. Lowen is Lowen is Lowen is fine. Lowen's probably the worst cavalier. All 4 cavaliers in Fire Emblem 6 are good. Noah and Alan and Lance and what's his name? All 4 of those guys are good. Kieran and Astrid and Oscar are all really good. This is a video. The blue cavalier girl in Radiant Dawn is probably useless, Fiona. But I'm using her in my playthrough, and I actually got her, like, I actually trained her, which was kind of hard. I basically, in every situation, I had her getting the final kill in every map she was in, because I just like her. Delicious brown skin, blue armor. Her renewal, or whatever it's called, she restores HP every turn equal to her magic, is actually really useful. She's very hard to kill because her bulk is pretty good, and her um, her magic growth is actually really high. But her growths actually in general are really amazing. It's just a matter of actually getting levels on her, which is pretty hard. She's a fantastic character if you can actually get her to level up. Non-gens. Yeah, most of the Dawn Brigade. You can only have like a few good members of Dawn Brigade at most. That's one thing I found very frustrating about Radiant Dawn. My, the Axe guy, my, Edward, my, Leonardo, they're all trash. And they have like unique weapons and really good growths, and it's like they could be good units, but you just don't get any chance to level them. Edward has 60 fucking % strength growth and he's a Myrmidon. That's unheard of. Edward's theoretically a really good character. Or like Aran. Aran is alright. Aran feels like worse than Nephany. He's like a general. He's not like a soldier. He has stats like a general. Yeah, it's true. You get to use Har all the time, and his growths are pretty high, and his starting stats are pretty high. And of course, his class is like the best class. So Har ends up being like super easy to get super high level. Interesting hit on that EX Tatsu. Nephany is... I put a lot of effort into Nephany in every playthrough of Radiant Dawn, or Path of Radiance I do. Radiant Dawn I've never had a good Nephany. In Path of Radiance, sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. It all depends on how her strength goes, or her speed. She needs both of them to be good, and both of them can get screwed by RNG. But they're usually good. Wrath is amazing. Wrath is fantastic. And you can put Vantage on her. And Vantage plus Wrath, this is actually like... Nephany's got pretty good bulk, so that she's not necessarily about to die even if she goes below half health, just because her HP and defense totals are quite good. And resistance too, actually. So the idea is you get her below half health. Yeah, you already know. And then everyone who attacks her, she gets the guaranteed first attack and has over 50% chance of critting. So like most of the units who attack her, she'll just kill them before they even get an attack off. Which is really OP. Nice. He did it too early. I've never had a good Mia. Mia's theoretically quite good, but it's like it's not even that my Mias always get strength screwed or anything. Actually, they usually have pretty good strength growth. But Mia, you just have to you have to be lucky too long. You know what I mean? Axes don't have low enough accuracy. Like Mia just gets fucked if she gets hit twice. She just dies in 2 hits. Like, and no matter what stage of the game you're in, Mia just does not have the defense or the HP to take hits. And it's like the units that she should kill, like pirates and stuff, at their lowest will have like a 30% or a 20% chance to hit her. My Zahark is always good. He always has really good strength. I love Zahark. High strength on a Myrmidon is amazing. But like Mia, you throw her both the Zahark and Mia are somewhat vulnerable to this. You throw them out against like pirates or something like that. The unit they're supposed to counter, and then um, have like a 1 in 4 chance of getting hit and die in 2 hits. So if there's like 2 of them, you just have like a 1 in 16 chance of just losing Mia or Zahark that turn. And you can only kill on average about 8 of them before dying. Hopefully, like, you know, you'll be able to react to each individual hit and just, you know, heal off. But I find that kind of frustrating about those characters. And then when you're fighting like magic units or what do you call them, Lagoos, they're much more accurate and can still usually kill Mia or Zahark in a couple hits. You said that last time, didn't you? I literally just leaned forward again. It might just be the echo or something. Because last time it was said I just leaned forward. And then it was like, wow, your voice changes. A high strength sword makes Mia or Zahark into an incredible character. Hit's not an issue for them. Crit is nice. I usually only craft weapons when characters have really garbage hit. I usually make a weapon with good hit. So that they can actually get level ups. Like Ilyana. Ilyana's skill is not so hot, and Thunder's books don't have a whole lot of hit. So I usually craft like a Thunder book that doesn't have garbage hit. Or like axes. I'm pretty sure I've done that with like Kieran, who is a great unit. If you can actually get him to level up. Ilyana is not as good as Soren, but I like to use them both. I think mages are really useful for their ability to kill Lagoos. Than like armored units and stuff. Unfortunately, Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance are both very highly affected by what units you have to kill. In my experience, the best units in Path of Radiance are the 4, I shouldn't say the 4, pretty much everyone on a horse. Pretty much all the Cavaliers and Paladins. Titania is awesome. Makalov is awesome. What's his name? The blue-haired guy who's like a Lance General. I mean a Lance, what do you call it, Paladin? Not Bastion, what's his name? He's Lucia's brother. I can't think of his name. He's awesome. Kieran and Oscar are awesome. Joffrey. Jeffrey? I don't know how to pronounce that. All those units are really OP, I find. Even though they wouldn't normally be like super OP based on their growths and their stats and their weapons and whatnot, they just end up being really strong based on the enemies that you have to fight. I actually had a Soren with like 6 strength. Or like, I don't remember, it might have been 8. It was quite a lot. On average, his strength is crap. He usually gets like 4 strength over the whole playthrough. At most. More, sometimes like 2. It was a fantastically bad idea to give you, to pick knives over staves on any of the stages where you have a choice. But Bastion comes with knives, and I think What's-Her-Face does too. Largo's wife. I can't remember her name. Khalil. They're both okay units. If you didn't use any of the other mages, they're good. My mage tier list is probably Soren, top. Tormod, high. Ileana, low. The pre-promote one's also low. Maybe Ileana mid. Tarmod's really good. If you've never really used him that much, he's actually fantastic. Why'd that jump in hit? Stand strong until that uppercut didn't work from the range he used it at. Nice. That's gonna kill? Yeah. That super does abnormally high damage in that context because crouching opponent. That combo only works on a crouching opponent. And when you're crouching in this game, you take extra damage. I forget the amount. It's like 1.3 times. That's usually not a huge issue, but if you parry a low and then go for a punish, bonus damage. Yan has really low health too. Ibuki also has pretty low health. Like Ibuki's health in Ibuki's health in this game is like the equivalent of like 800 health in Street Fighter 4. I feel like it's pretty low. I think Twins and Ibuki have the same health. I don't remember. Ibuki might be less. I don't remember. Lowest health is Akuma. Who I think is slightly below the equivalent of 750. I forget. Akuma has noticeably less health than every other character, which is the reason you don't see more of him because he's usually, for the most part, otherwise the best Shoto. But Ken is just so much more stable. Also, Ken has a really nice 3-frame super. Not like Akuma's supers are bad, though. All of them are useful. And when I say all of them, I mean Super 1 plus KKZ plus Raging Demon. Although I suppose his other two supers are actually pretty good, too. Akuma or Iori? Don't make me choose, dude. I like them both. I guess Iori. Ibuki has slightly more health than the twins. Wow. That's the thing that people never talk about when they talk about Yan and Yang. But actually, they do kind of crumble if you hit them a few times. The fireball doesn't actually give you that much extra time to do that combo. It's really hard to do low forward fireball and react super to the low forward connecting. It's a lot harder than you'd think. I think the fireball actually reduces the damage too. Like if you do low forward super, it does more damage than if you do low forward fireball super. due to nonsense. Wow. Neutral super jump light kick. As long as there's not a new KOF game, I really want to do like more KOF stuff, but I'm not getting better at KOF because I'm barely playing it, and there's not that much tourney footage for me to use to get like to see new things, and there's not that many people still playing it. So even though I really like KOF and I really want to make content for it, it's difficult. It's also quite difficult to come up with bread and butter combos for KOF because there's a lot of situations, and almost all of them are only differentiated by how much meter you have, or rather how much meter you want to spend. There's also no good place for me to just look up the existing bread and butter combos. Even on Dream Cancel, the combo sections are incredibly sparse and shitty. It's like the only good place you have to see good combos is like archives of Cafe'd streams, and then it's hard to find all the characters in the game. And even if you find like someone who runs like Kyo on every single team they play, you have to see a lot of their games before you see all the good Kyo combos. Because of stuff like, maybe if they run Kyo third, they'll always do like HD combos with 4 bars and like make kill combos like that. And so like you'll never see like 2-bar Kyo combos that you would use if you had starter Kyo. And it's not like starter Kyo is bad, but like sometimes some people run anchor Kyo and some people run starter Kyo, and the combos will be different most of the time. I don't play any anime fighting games because none of them have good like PC versions. I can't play Guilty Gear, I can't play BlazBlue. I don't even really know any other anime fighters. I mean, I know of them. I know about like Aquapazza. Is that an anime fighter? I know about Persona 4U. I know about Multi Blood. But it's all about what I can easily play. I have a PS3, it's just like, I like streaming the fighting games I play. And I'm not like a good source of information for those games. You know what I mean? I'm just like an average Joe in those games. I'm not like I couldn't make tutorials and stuff. The only games I can ever claim to know anything about are like NetherRealm plus Street Fighter. Not even Capcom, just Street Fighter specifically. That still wasn't a... Something to reduce block stun. They've already shown something that could possibly be just defend. It'd be kind of cool if the block stun was as long as it already is, but then like you could use your own like skill at the game to make it shorter. What I'm worried about is the fact that Street Fighter has only been... I feel like Street Fighter kind of lucked out to be the most successful tournament fighting game. It feels like, I mean, obviously Super Turbo was first to market, but it feels like Street Fighter has only been really successful when it's been easy. And I'm worried that if they try and make a fighting game that's like complex, it'll lose interest. And good examples of that are Third Strike was complex and it had very few players, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken was complex and it had very few players. And then when you look at like fighting games like Mortal Kombat that are very easy, they get a lot of players. They get a lot more than most fighting games. The honest truth is people like really easy fighting games. I think the timer was not the problem of Cross Tekken. I feel like other problems manifested in the time running out. I feel like the mix-up wasn't strong enough, and the health was too high and recovered too fast and stuff like that. I don't know if Tekken is easy. I have no expertise on Tekken. The movement of Tekken seems complex. Tekken is a game where it's really easy to mash and feel like you're doing something. And in that regard, it's been very successful with people who don't play fighting games. Compared to Street Fighter, if you mash, you'll likely just get your ass kicked. So I think, like, definitely I've done combos in Tekken, and most combos in Tekken, it depends on your character, but most combos in Tekken are not that bad executionally. Kind of easy. But that's, like, footsies in Tekken is really, really complex. And there's a lot of stuff in Tekken that people don't know exists, because, like, Tekken doesn't ever tell you. Like running up walls and fucking teching landings and stuff like that. And the universal normals aren't anywhere in the command list and stuff. Like getting up with all 4 different buttons or fucking backwards roll into 2 punches or shit like that. It's not in the command list. I'm not a Tekken expert though. By no means. I only even watch it sometimes. Let alone fucking play it. Let alone talk about it. I definitely feel like a big part of Tekken's success has been the characters and the fact that you can just hit buttons and get something somewhat impressive. I feel like that makes it a good casual game, which is one of the reasons it's had the ability to develop. I mean, it wasn't even casual almost from the beginning. Tekken 2 was still, like, Tekken 2, the groundwork was already laid. It was already a good game by Tekken 2. I don't know about Tekken 1. That worked? You can jump out of that in reaction to Super Freeze. I guess he'd already hit a button. I didn't know fucking Soul Calibur 2 had directional influence. That's cool. Plenty of games have DI. I certainly know what it is. It's in like Marvel 2 and Smash and stuff. I don't know what 2G is. Matsuken is really good at getting random hits and super confirming. Anti-air medium uppercut. That's the one you almost never see. It doesn't really... It has like... It's a terrible balance of the high damage and combo ability of an anti-air jab uppercut and the 3 hits of an anti-air fierce uppercut. I know almost nothing about Soul Calibur. I wasn't even aware it was considered to be a competitive game until I really started seeing it in the FGC. I thought it was like Mortal Kombat, if you know what I mean. Like the 3D Mortal Kombat games. Where it was like fun but not really competitive. I didn't know they tried to make it like balanced and stuff. As a punish, I think. From playing both Soul Calibur and like Tekken back in the day, I thought that Tekken was the one where they tried to like go for balance, and Soul Calibur was the one where they tried to go for fun. That's what it felt like to me back in the day. Matsukin's on point with Crouch Strong Super. Now I've seen people talk about Soul Calibur 1 and 2, and they actually seem quite competitive. And I know 5 tried to be competitive, but from what I understand, I haven't even seen that much 5, even though it's modern. From what I understand, 5 tried to take a page out of other fighting games, and split the fan base because of that. How were the 3 bonus characters for balance? Link and Spawn and Heihachi. I usually hear people say Link was really good. I think I remember Ivy having an infinite fairly early on in Tekken 4. Link was arguably the worst. That was a nice parry and punish. It was not really a nice punish. It was a punish, though. Half screen ring out. Half screen ring out sounds really strong. I knew Link's throw. I don't know if it was that viable because I know it was like a hook shot, so it's probably slower than other throws, right? I know Link's throw would throw the opponent directly behind you, so it was actually quite scary to even get Link, to have his back to a pit. I heard people talking about that one time. Oh, so it's like MK9, MKX. You mean like just watch the guy stick? Wow. Tekken you can actually react, right? Because they've got different animations for 1, 2, and 1+2 throws. I think 1+3 throw you tech with 1, and a 2+4 throw you tech with 2. Right? And any throw that has the same animation as one of those. For example, I think Hwoarang has like a forward 2 throw somewhere. Like in, or maybe not Hwoarang, what's his name? What's that guy? Beck. There's like some throws that like aren't, you know, they have different button inputs, but then they still have that hand come out first, and whatever hand comes out is the way that you tech it. And then some, like every character has at least one throw nowadays, where they go out with both hands at the same time, and you have to tech those by doing 1 and 2 together. I think that's how it works. I don't think those used to be universal, but they seem to be now. I don't know about like throw combos. I don't know how techs for those work at all. Like if you like King does like one hit of his command grab and then like goes into another like a follow up throw. I don't know how the fuck you break that. Whoa. Some throws like King's Giant Swing look like a 1+2, but you tech with 1. That's insane. Mester ranked up. I think this means King. King person. Upwards. I don't know. Rank. Third Strike remake. That already happened, and this isn't it.